r/ask Reddit. If you could bankrupt one company, which one would you pick and why? Ticketmaster. You forgot the convenience fee. The inconvenience fee. Nestle is the scum of the earth. Nestle owns the scum of the earth and will now charge you for each drop of it that is taken. Nestle has copyrighted scum of the earth, so you will have to pay to use those words. A few months ago my kids put up a lemonade stand in our driveway. It was cute and they were selling cups of lemonade for $1 a cup. After a few hours they made around $100 from sales and tips, which was cool as a dad to see. The following week the kids across the street did the same thing. I choose them. Taking out the competition, I admire your ruthlessness. We're trying to monopolize the lemonade industry in our neighborhood. Kinda hard to do when neighbors invade our territory. Bank of America. I deposited $750 one time and somehow they still can't find it 5 years later. Even though I had the receipt for the deposit, they still would not honor it. Duck 'em and their mothers. File a report with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and it'll be fixed in under a month. For real though, do this. Nestle, because they're Nestle. I remember reading an article about them saying water wasn't a human right and them sorta killing babies. To be more specific, they gave poor mums free baby formula samples. Got them hooked to the point the mums couldn't produce breast milk. Then if the mothers couldn't afford the baby formula, then the child would starve and die. It was horrifying. All that to add a couple of bucks to a bottom line. If the people responsible were still alive, I'd spit in their faces. For anyone who doesn't know about this situation, here's a simplified summary to peddle their costly and kind of unnecessary to any mother and child medically and socially capable of sufficiently feeding product in underdeveloped developing countries. They gave free baby formula to mothers who couldn't afford or did not have access to clean water without proper instructions in maternity wards. They obviously didn't bother to print instructions in local languages on the boxes, just so they can get hooked onto the baby formula. Most likely also lied that this formula was better for the child than just their milk. Hired numerous milk nurses, basically quacks, to distribute the said free samples at hospitals and houses of these poor parents. As a result of these incomplete instructions and information, and lack of necessary resources, many of these parents gave the babies formulas made with unclean water. They also rationed the formula to stretch it along further, as they couldn't really afford the prices of these fancy baby formulas, but now had no choice but to feed the babies with them, as the mothers stopped lactating once the babies stopped drinking for an extended period of time. So the children were simultaneously malnourished due to rationed formula feeds, and also exposed to diseases due to unclean water used in preparation and not getting essential natural antibodies from mother's milk until the baby can develop their own immunity. That led to widespread malnourishment issues and death, especially from diarrhea and pneumonia. It's honestly scary how the bureaucracy and public can be swayed so easily with money, either with donations or massive PR cover-ups. These companies mostly get away with so much. Meta. They're doing that to themselves already. Can you explain? I'm curious. r/Ducknestle. Still supporting slavery in Ivory Coast. I came to say this. One of the absolute worst companies in my opinion. I think if you want to see the world burn, Deutsche Bank would be high on the list. Also, it would be well deserved. DB already fell off on its own. It's just a glorified wealth management shop at this point. What did Deutsche Bahn do to you? The roofing company that failed to fix the leak in my roof after 2 years. They did go bankrupt though. Roof still leaks. Now their shitty business practices did. I sadly got screwed out of £1. 3k. Edit. Obviously misclicked and replied to myself. How do we know this isn't your identical twin? DuPont for poisoning so many people. I live upriver from the Washington Works Chemers, formerly DuPont, plant where they manufactured Teflon. They've detected C8 in the river water of an upstream tributary to the Ohio in my town. I find the local effects of the manufacturing process alone to be absolutely crazy, and then I remember that Teflon was sold worldwide and these forever chemicals have contaminated the entire globe. Are they not there anymore? Because now they are doing the same thing to the Cape Fear River in North Carolina. 5-minute crafts. Let's see if they can make a life hack for company getting bankrupt. Troom is similar but cringer. How else will kids know how to sneak food into Eastern European high schools? Autism speaks, they don't represent us. Yep, they talk about autism like it's some sort of horrible pestilence that's gonna ruin the lives of the people who have it, and everyone around them. We should just get rid of autism speaks already. Yep, I'm autistic and don't think it's inherently bad. However, I'm so self-conscious of people learning about my diagnosis because of the stigmas organizations like Autism Speaks has put out. Comcast. My hatred for Comcast knows no bounds, but they know they have me under their thumb because there's literally no other option where I live. I hear you. I used to live in Philly, belly of the beast, where Comcast reigned supreme and unchallenged. I moved to the West Coast, and upon getting a house all the utility companies came out after we closed looking to woo us and give us their literature. A Comcast rep came by and I legit started yelling at him. I was like, nothing against you personally, but in Philly I had no choice but to be ducked repeatedly by Comcast for the duration of my time there. Duck that company. I will pay more money for worse service if that's what it comes to, because the company you work from ducking sucks. I was shouting at him by the end of my tirade and he was like, dot, ooike, and left. My last job. Small company. I'm usually not into schadenfreude, but I would watch that boss burn at the stake while grilling marshmallows. Happened to the last small toxic company I worked at. I am thrilled. Did the marshmallows taste weird though? The Murdoch Group. The amount of damage that man has done to the UK, US and Australia should see him imprisoned for life. Apparently his son Lachlan is no better either. I believe the other brother, and sure of name, pretty much disowned them. Lachlan Murdoch. That's the most obvious villain name I have ever read in English, made of an actual name and an actual surname. The Church of Scientology. Nestle. They are one of the worst companies on earth right now. Look up the Nestle water scandal. Not just water scandal. Chocolate slave farming. And third world mother breast milk formula. Edit. Horrible syntax. Also, Nestle pushes their baby formula in third world countries to mothers with the BS that their formula is better than breast milk. Not only that, they give it away for free at the beginning, only just long enough for the mother's breast milk to dry up, and then they have to buy the formula. With this many views, please, if you are at all concerned about at least trying to be an ethical consumer and doing what little you can as an individual to make the world even just the smallest fraction better, look up Nestle's Wikipedia page about their over 2,000 subsidiaries they own. Some big names are Purina, Gerber, Carnation, Nestia, Nesquik, Ovaltine, San Pellegrino, Blue Bottle Coffee, Mountain Blend, Nescafe, Nespresso, Starbucks, for distribution and licensing, not the company itself. Taster's Choice, Perrier, Cheerios, in some non-US markets, Kit Kat, outside the US, Smarties, California Pizza Kitchen, Frozen, not sure about the restaurants, DeGorno, Hot Pockets, Chefmate, Lean Cuisine, Lean Pockets, Stuffers, Sweet Earth Foods, Tombstone Pizza, Dryas Ice Cream, Drumstick, Cajun Das, Push Up Pops Ice Cream, Skinny Cow, Boost Energy Drinks, Carnation Instant Breakfast, Diabetosauce, Fibersauce, Nature's Bounty, Optifast, Optifiber, Alpha, Biba, Lily's Kitchen Pet Food, Merrick Pet Food, Pet Life, Tidy Cats, all Purina products and many more. But those were the biggest names I could easily identify. But I live in the US, so they also own many products abroad and I am not as familiar with them. Nestle also owns 29% of L'Oreal, the world's largest beauty company. That also includes Garnier, Maybelline, Lancome and Urban Decay. I know many would say for them price on certain items just can't be replaced due to alternatives being more expensive. I get it, and anyone that isn't capable of being able to avoid the cheaper products Nestle makes, I would never tell them to do anything different. For the others that might ask, do I personally actually go out of my way to avoid all US based Nestle products? To which I reply, r/duck Nestle. Facebook or Meta. That would bring down so many others attached to it. Maximum destruction. Ticketmaster. This company deserves to be on this list twice. Edit. Yes, I'm aware it is on here twice or more. When I made the comment, this was the second time I saw it. 10 cents, so I will finally be free from my League of Legends addiction. Nah, they'll just quickly drop another Lux and case of skin and they'll be back in business. Sorry man. Pool party Eri will keep them afloat. Amazon. Watch the downfall of Western civilization as we know it. Some real Mr. Robot shit. No, but I need my sponges delivered by tomorrow. BlackRock because they have too much power over lawmakers through their ownership of large segments of the economy. I accept this as an alternative to Nestle. Citadel Securities. If you know, you know. Citadel Security, those PPL gamble with your money, they use your pension fund to make their risky trades. The CEO Ken Griffin lied under oath. You want more info? Check this out. www.fliftmill5.com. Bookcase Cossack. Didn't someone from there keep Bernie Madoff's dream alive? Probably lied to Congress too. Candy Boy. My son's ordered from this weed company website that apparently ships to all 50 states claiming it's legal. They need better age verification because my son went to school and got arrested with the stuff. Walmart. Nobody has manufactured more poor people than the monopoly on groceries and stores in rural communities. THST is Walmart. Can't believe this one isn't higher. They are guiltier than any company for the death of Main Street mom and pop small businesses, as well as being one of the main reasons every goddamn thing we buy is made in China. Nestle. I'm surprised no one said Monsanto or Chevron. Those are real evil. Co-edit, since this comment is getting a bit of visibility, please take a look at this article about how truly awful Chevron is. https://amp theguardian.com commenters free /2022/Feb/08/Chevron Amazon Ecuador Steven Don Ziger Aaron Brokovic. I did a job at a Bayer phosphate plant, and when everyone in town's getting cancer and they all know why, couldn't wait to get off of that one. Also ironic that the people who promote killing weeds also sell blood pressure medication derived from dandelions or other weeds. Monsanto is bought by Bayer and the brand name is no longer used as far as I know. Airbnb. The short-term rental market has had a devastating effect on both long-term renters and people trying to buy primary residences. There's an old guy in my neighborhood that I call Block Captain Bill. He's the type of old guy who knows the whole neighborhood, who lives where and how many people live. He brings everyone's trash bins up to the house after it gets emptied. His neighbor told him was gonna sell and downsize. Bill caught wind an investor was thinking about turning it into an Airbnb. Block Captain says, not in my ducking neighborhood, and promptly paid $450,000 cash to buy it from his neighbor. The problem is that if an Airbnb is going to get 5x the mortgage and rentals, they can pay almost 5x the price for the property. This entirely prices people who just want a home out of the market. I would be 100% happy to see Canada just ban Airbnb across the board. Live Nation ticket bastard. Duck those guys and their monopoly. HSBC, it's a bank that drug lords and money launderers use because they really don't care or even try to and make sure stuff is legit. I couldn't pick just one. Can I have an easier question? Shell. Screw them and what they do to the environment in Nigeria. TikTok. Teens and tweens are doing dangerous challenges because of it and getting killed. Not to mention the insane amount of minors being sexualized and taken advantage of. The more dangerous part of it is less obvious, the way it turns people's minds into endorphin chasing mush with short attention spans, inflated self-worth and excessive procrastination. Meta, because Facebook. Disney, with how greedy they're currently being, I'd like to give them a taste of their own medicine. AT&T, they are literally the most obnoxious, money-grabbing company I know. Their commercials are stupid. They bought Time Warner for the media. They own HBO. HBO is failing because AT&T will not fund projects at the level needed to succeed. Their accounting is 2 weeks behind when I pay them, so they always have more of my money because the auto draft doesn't recognize the payment I made 3 days before the auto draft. They are the carrier who is farthest behind on 5G. The only reason I have them for my internet is because Spectrum is worse. I have to change between AT&T and Spectrum every 2 years to keep my internet rate down. I hate them both, but I think AT&T stifles innovation more. They do pay my mother a big dividend though. Whoopee. EA. Let's see those games be set free, or get destroyed along with EA. Philip Morris. Duck these cancer stick makers. Citadel and all of their affiliates. Financial terrorists that manipulate the market, intentionally bankrupt companies and profit off shorting them into oblivion because once a company gets delisted they don't have to pay taxes on the gains. PETA. Those pet kidnapping zealots need to be removed as the face of animal welfare. Bank of America. Worst bank I've ever had a displeasure of banking with. BlackRock. I can't believe Amazon isn't in the top 5. Jeff Bezos is worth $200 billion but his workers who contributed to his enormous wealth aren't even allowed to piss in peace. The Sun. Citadel. For screwing the common guy out of his retirements and pensions whenever possible. Johnson & Johnson. Gazprom buyer by Russia. Any health insurance company. Amway. A lot of life has been destroyed by these duckers. Apple. I don't like their policy and untransparency. All the non-sustainable forest logging company. PayPal. They stole $500 from me 2 years ago. They told me they will give me my money after 180 days and it was a lie. My wife almost died because I needed that money for medications. Candy Boy. Their age verification software doesn't work. My son ordered weed gummies on their website, took them to school, and got arrested. He gave them out to several kids at school who got sick and had to go to the hospital. This company is horrible druggies. Hope they burn. Gazprom. It is the company that fuels, no pun intended, Vladimir Putin's regime and his war of aggression in Ukraine. No Gazprom. No Putin. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.